Hi there, John Paulus with an AS here. You're listening to Life's Potluck Buffet, and I've gotten myself into a bit of a predicament with the cards because, as you recall from the previous episodes, ever since that episode of 4 days ago, I have been very wary of the cards. I'm a little bit afraid of them now because they showed their power. Remember, I said, these cards can't predict things. I'll just say, okay, well, since tomorrow's episode is going to be about card 52, let's see if this deck can have card 52 just pop up. And to my shock, I shouldn't have been shocked, but to my shock, card 52 came up. And so ever since that point of a few days ago, I've been kind of cautious in dealing with the cards. So if I draw a card, I have to do something about it. And that got me into a little bit of a predicament, which I'll explain after this short musical pause. Okay, so here's the predicament. I was trying to figure out which worksheet I should do for today. And so I said, okay, well, I'll just draw a card. And I think I didn't follow the procedure that I did when I drew that card number 52. And I think that's what it was because I pulled up card number 5. And so I was like, okay, well, I've already done, remember, card number 5 is translation is your enemy. So I've already done card number 5. And so I thought, okay, well, I can't do the worksheet again. To be fair to the card deck, I know it is all powerful, but it also knows that the audience comes first, and I can't just repeat a card from like 2 days ago or a few days ago, whatever it was. So I said, okay, it's probably on me. I'm not going to blame the card deck here because we know it is infallible. It knows what's going on. I, as a human, am fallible. So I realized, okay, well, I'm not maybe shuffling it right. The problem is I only realized this after I had drawn other cards. And so I drew card 24 and 23, which are treat today as tomorrow and the future is the present with more flying. Remember that one? Future is just the present with more flying. About those jobs in the future. And treat today as tomorrow. That was that calendar exercise. We did that one. So those are ones I also have done recently. So I was also like, what's going on here? And now the problem is I had, at this point, drawn 3 cards. So, it was my mistake, because I was just like willy-nilly pulling cards from the deck. Okay, I panicked a little bit. Okay, so, all right. So I composed myself, and then here's what I did. I figured out, I remembered, and I listened to the episode in my mind. I remember what I did. I first shuffled the cards 3 times by using one hand to hold the cards and the other one to kind of rearrange them. You know how you do this where you just like kind of put a little extra pressure on the 2 sides and you kind of have it's kind of like a toaster type thing. That's what I think of it as, where you pull the cards up and you kind of rearrange them by pulling out cards from the back and front with your one hand while you hold the deck with the other. That kind of shuffling. On that episode, when card 52 came up, on that episode, I did that 3 times. And then I shuffled using my thumbs, where you make the cards meld together by And meld is a good card term, but you make them kind of meld together by holding the holding them kind of with both hands at the same level, and maybe they're on a surface, and you pull up with your thumbs, you pull up the cards, and you meld them together. Okay, so I did that, and then I cut the deck. I remember cutting the deck, which I didn't say out loud on the broadcast, so I didn't quite explain it well as I was doing it. But what I did there is I cut the deck, and then I pulled the top card, and that was card 52. Okay, so I did that, and I said, okay, well, this is going to obviously work. A card that I haven't done yet in terms of the worksheets is going to pop up. I know it. And it did. It was card number 9. Bad managers and leaders are great for showing how to do it right. So I am going to do that card on this episode. Well, at least I'm going to start it on this episode. I also then, because I was like, okay, well, let's try this again, so I can see what the next episode should be after that one. And I pulled up card 17. Everything that happens to us is only partly our doing. So that will be an episode soon. I, for some reason, also decided I was just gonna. I tell you, I panicked a little bit, right? Because now I have all these cards, and I have to, I don't know what possessed me. The Spirit of Life's Potluck Buffet possessed me, and so I pulled one more card, which was the logo card from the episode from a couple of days ago. Maybe it was yesterday even. That logo card. I pulled that again, and so I have here on the screen all of these cards that I pulled. There is something magical about all of these cards being together. I don't know what it is, but it is the deck telling me something. So I can't not show you all of these cards because that's my new thing. I know the power of the deck, and I know that when I start pulling cards, I have to be a little more careful in the future because I just pulling them out without any, without thinking is great, but it also means that I'm committing myself to a little bit of a mystery and trying to figure out what is going on here. And the cards may tell me, but so far I haven't quite figured out why we have all of these numbers this week. And all I could say is I will continue to explore in the coming episodes. So stick around for the next episode about Worksheet 9. I'm going to pull it up right now just to show it and talk about it a little bit, and then I'll start doing it on the next episode. So here's Worksheet 9, and it's a magenta noodles card, and the card has the title, Find Your Leading Qualities. And the instructions are as follows. Good is the opposite of bad. Why not find your good leadership and management qualities the easy way? By identifying the opposite of bad qualities you have seen in managers and leaders. And then there are 6 boxes with 2 in columns next to each other. On one side, on the left-hand side, it says bad quality. And then on the right-hand side, in green, it says good quality. That's just to make the good quality pop. And then on the bottom, it says, great, that was the easy part. Now for the hard part. Do the things you wrote on the right side of this page every time. So on the next episode, I'm going to do this worksheet and get into the details of how I find my leading qualities and how I'm going to find my leading qualities for right now. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the other side.